90% of the problems they get solved on their own. When they think of a solution, I think 90% of the problems are very easy to address and they come up with solutions.
सबका स्वागत करती हूँ Bubble Chat Season 2 Episode 4. So, how are you doing?
Very well.
So, as the young face of Morepen, the next generation, as we like to say, what is it that your role entails at Morepen? I would like you to expand on that, please.
So I look after the API sales. So API division, as you all know, is one of the largest divisions, contributing to about 60% of our top line. And our sales is majorly divided into two categories, that is the domestic sales and export. We cater to about more than 1,200 customers, and I have an amazing team who works with me. I work with them and I try to ensure we're able to meet our targets, we're able to grow, we're able to add new customers, add new products, service our existing customers.
Wow, that sounds exciting. So tell me about it. How does your typical day looks like?
I wake up at around 7:30. I spend an hour with my girls, and then around 8:30, 8:45 I go to the gym. Working out really wakes me up, so that's starts my day. And then I come to the office and I spend some time with my team, and I look after various different divisions. Apart from API sales, I spend some time with you guys and I'm home.
So, as far as I've understood and I've interacted with you so far, you've had an incredible journey. So, I would like to know more about how your journey has been till now, and please share. Everybody would love to know about it.
So, I started working right out of college. I think it was about 11 years ago. In the family business. I first started looking after our hospitality business. Actually, prior to that, I was shadowing Sushilji for almost a year. I used to just shadow him and sit in meetings and learning a lot from him. And then I started working in our hospitality business, which we exited in 2018. So I worked in that for 5 years. And after that, I think in 2018, once we exited the hospitality business, then I entered into our API business. And Amita ma'am, she really guided me through the process. And Sanjay ji always mentored me. And it's been a great journey so far. It's been 5 years now. And it's been a great experience in terms of personal growth. The capacity I've built to handle challenges, handle sales volumes, my personal capacity in terms of working, traveling, and so it's been a great journey so far.
Wonderful. So right, I've also interacted with your team per se, and I have to say everybody adores you. So as the next generation leader and being young and dynamic, I would like to know more about your working style, your way of the day, and how your management style is. If you can shed more light on that.
So I'm a very liberal boss. Sometimes extremely too liberal. Anyone who joins my team, they know. And I have this document, and so on the first day, on their orientation, I share this document with them, and I go through this document word by word. I really don't mind if anyone leaves early or takes a day off or goes on vacation or something like that. That काम होना चाहिए, बाकी सब ठीक है, चलता है, कोई बात नहीं. बट काम में कोई कमी नहीं होगी. मैं रात को भी 1 बजे भी पूछूं तो हाँ, आपके पास आंसर होना चाहिए. So I can guide them, I can be a mentor to them, but I cannot do the work for them. That they have to do themselves. So that's my style of management. That's my way. I prefer that everyone, whenever they approach me with any issue, they work on at least a few solutions themselves, even if they're not the best, but at least have some solutions.
Right.
Yeah. I think what I have seen is that 90% of the problems they get solved when they think of a solution. I think 90% of the problems are very easy to address and they come up with solutions.
So wonderful. Alright, so of course we know that life is not all roses and sunshine. So we all have our shares of challenges and we have to overcome them in our own way. So nice that you've explained your style and your way of working. And
I think you need to, when you face a challenge, you need to resolve it right then and there, and you overcome it. I don't think there is any other way. Never take any stress in life. I don't go to bed with a headache or with a thing that okay, I have this thing pending or that thing pending or this thing is bothering me. As long as there is a solution available, I don't think something should stress you out or there is a challenge you cannot face. It's very, sometimes it's right there in your face, but you can't see it. Whatever challenge you might face, there has to be a solution there. And if you apply your mind to it, okay, there could be a challenge where you don't see on the face of it that it's a challenge which is related to, say, money. Right? And on the face of it, it looks like, okay, this is the challenge, how do I face this? Okay. And then you think about it, actually, this is coming from this cause, and this cause of this thing is this, and this thing is this, and at the bottom is, oh, you need cash flow. My first solution is, okay, I need to work on this. Because that's where it's originating from.
So understanding the root cause of the issue will help you.
Exactly.
Let's move to the line of questioning to slightly more business now. So the world is looking at us as India being the pharma of the world, and how is Morepen prepared for this?
So I think first we need to understand why this phenomenon, why India is becoming the pharmacy of the world. So I think the origins for this, of course, back in the 90s is a long story, but I think I would like to start from the recent developments. So India has always been a pharmaceutical hub, but after COVID, there was a huge shortage in the supply of drugs from China, and that really pushed India to become an alternate source. And now, globally, what our customers they started doing, they had internal mandates which pushed them to have two sources from two different geographies.
Right.
And so that they're not prone to any specific geography coming under any kind of an issue or any geopolitical issue or any of these kind of issues. So that really pushed India to become a second hub of being a supplier to the world in terms of pharmacy. That is one aspect of it. And the second aspect why this definition is some of the leading global pharmaceutical companies originated from India in terms of generics. Then a lot of Indian companies who are selling generic drugs in the US and now in Europe, in Canada, and so on and so forth. So that is the second aspect of it.
We say that India is imposed as the pharmacy of the world. How is Morepen prepared for this role, upcoming role?
Right. The direction that we see in terms of our APIs, we have been over the years adding a lot of new products. We've been building a strong pipeline, and we've been trying to also add a lot of capacities. What we need to do right now is to capitalize on this situation, the global paradigm shift which is happening, and which is giving India an opportunity to become even larger player in this field. So we really need to capitalize on this.
You partly touched upon that aspect that I was going to ask next, is that please expand on this for us, that how our API are placed with the global context right now. So that you force that.
We are one of the top suppliers, top manufacturers for 5 products globally. These are antihistamines and some loratadine, desloratadine, methotrexate, atorvastatin, rosuvastatin, and pexatinib. So these are some of the top 5-6 products which we are market leaders in. Loratadine, for example, we commanded 70% global market share and 90% share in the generic share in US. And similarly, in some countries we have 100% share. And one is our strategy that any new product we launch, we want to capture at least 25-30% of the global market share, like we have demonstrated. Yeah, like we have demonstrated in these 5, 6, 7 products. We similarly want to capture a large global market share for any product we launch. And for that, we have a beautiful team with us, and we are currently working in 90 countries. Our team is all over the globe. We're always traveling. Even today, I think some are in Latin America, some are in Russia, some are in somewhere. So it's just everyone's traveling all around the world all the time. So and we try to capture as much as market share as possible and as many new customers as possible.
I think that does put things in perspective. I'll move on to the next question, which is with respect to APIs. That Morepen is leading manufacturer of API, and we say that our APIs contribute to 60% of our revenue. What sets us apart as Morepen that you think that is our USP?
The way we position ourselves, one is we put ourselves as a service industry. I think all pharmaceutical companies or all API companies, they have a manufacturing outlook. I personally have a service outlook. I look at this as a service industry in terms of servicing our customers, and we only start production once they receive any order, and based on their particular size or their exact specification we produce the order. So it's very important to service the customer and tell them we are there for them, engage with them, meet them regularly, give them a competitive price, and just listen. Once a customer feels that this is a company where I feel like they listen to me, I feel they are understanding what my care is as a purchase person, and they're addressing my needs personally, that really helps in pushing and building great relationships with customers. And to demonstrate that, we have customers we've been working with since the last 20 years. Some customers even more. Second aspect is quality. We have various international accreditations. We have a very clean record with the US FDA. We've been audited 6 times. And even in terms of any kind of quality or any complaints, and that really empowers us in making the alternate brand.
Right.
So customers sometimes are, even in the domestic market, they are willing to pay a premium if they want to buy Morepen. They know if they will not face any issue, challenge with respect to quality,
Right.
or any of those kind of issues. Then the third aspect in terms of our international customers, we develop non-infringing polymorphs and non-infringing process and patents for specific market entries. So we, like I said, we operate in 90 countries, right? So we have customers all over, and in some country there is some patent law, and in another country another patent law. We try to navigate all that and try that we can help our customer have an early launch based on their specific country and their country's patents and laws. So that really helps us in getting a lot of traction from international customers.
Right.
I think these are the three things which sets us apart.
Great. So, like you also mentioned that we talk about the pipelines and how we can see that there's a 60-70 billion market to tap into. How do we connect the dots? As in, how does our future pipeline look?
So currently we have about, I think, 12 or 13 products which are commercial. Some products which are already which have patents expired in India but yet to expire in the international markets. We have about a total of 25 products which are already developed and can be commercialized depending on the patent scenario. And then we have about 20 products which are in the pipeline. We have the largest market share globally. And the same thing we intend to do with the pipeline product as well. And then we are focusing on therapeutic categories like anti-diabetic, then cardiac, and that's hypertensive, and anticoagulants. And then we are also now working on oncology. So oncology is a new initiative we have taken. So we're currently fitting out the factory, which we expect, I think, to be completed by next year. So we have a lot of products which are going off patent in the next couple of years. So we have every year, I think we have 3 or 4 products which are going off patent. Up until 28, 29, I think we have 3 or 4 products, and we have 2 or 1 product like that after 29. So I think we have a lot of challenges and a lot of hard work to do, and a lot of opportunities to encash in the next 4-5 years. Even if out of 3 or 4 products which are going to go off patent every year, even if they are able to make 1 or 2 products blockbusters and blockbusters for us per se, I think that should be a great start for us.
I think that sounds promising. And as all eyes are on us, and eyes are on India, the spotlight is shining on us. What do you see as available into the bag of opportunities for India?
I think in terms of opportunities, I think, like I said, the China story, I mean, we definitely, that's the number 1 on the list. We need to catch that. Apart from that, we have, I would say, so, the pharma industry which we work in as Morepen, as a group, this part of the business contributes to about 40% of the global business in terms of small molecules. So apart from this, there is another thing called biologicals. So biologicals and by extension into biosimilars, that's the generics of biologicals. That is something which is a much bigger pie, which is about 60% of global pharmaceutical market. So I think that is something which is very interesting. Currently, up until 2034, we have all the major blockbuster products which are yet set to expire. And so from a global, from a generics point of view, that is most likely the end of this generics era. And after that, all the new products are either peptides or large molecules, monoclonal antibodies, those kind of products. So we really need to start working in that direction, and I think that is where the bigger opportunity lies for us.
Right. So, along with opportunities, there lies challenges as well. So, do you see any challenges in the same bag?
I think one of the biggest challenges what we face is talent. So talent acquisition. I think that is one of the biggest challenges in terms of API, especially because as you know, like North India is not a hub for API, and we being in North India, I think that is one of the biggest challenges that we face in terms of talent in all fields, be it sales, be it production, R&D. So that is one of the biggest challenges what we face as of now.
So, while we talk of opportunities and challenges, of course, we understand that there is a lot to go about. Do you see that is there any tilting or turning points or something, anything that we should change the directions with respect to APIs? Any focus change that we should have now that puts us into that accelerated motion?
I think the pivot point, like I said in my previous answer, the pivot point is going to be in 2034, and we need to start preparing for it now. I think like we're now starting working into oncology, start working into biologicals. So I think that is the where the big interest is, and especially after 2034, where these products will not expire anymore, and older products, I think any generic product that we currently have, they have a lifespan of about 20-25 years, and new molecules start coming in, and the old products, they tend to start losing their life cycle. And we need to make that process a change of this as part of our strategy, that you phase out the old products and then you
maintain that life cycle.
Exactly. So I think it's very promising if we start working on these new products and new therapeutic areas.
So on the same lines, I'd like to just add on an additional question to that one. With respect to R&D, what is your view with respect to R&D for APIs? And where are we?
So I think there is in this industry, I mean, you always have to keep innovating, and be it in cost reduction, be it in new products, be it in polymorphs, be it in pattern navigation. You always have to innovate, you always have to be on the top of your game, because if you're not going to do it, someone else is going to come in, they're going to do it. So it is extremely important, and I think my perspective on this is that we need to learn the new ways. We need to use artificial intelligence, we need to use machine learning, and I think our R&D team has already started using AI platforms to simulate their developments and in cost effectiveness and patent navigation. So I think that is something which is going to be groundbreaking in the near future.
Alright, great. I think that's R&D is going to be the big thing that we want to excel into this one. As a young leader, where do you think we should be striking the bullet when it comes to naming the opportunities that are standing there for India? as being the farmers of the world?
Striking the world.
Yes. Hitting the bullseye.
I think, see, there are a few aspects of what, as a young leader, what I feel. I think the first thing is the environment. I think we really need to work on pollution. We really need to work on sustainability. And India now is trying to become a low carbon economy. I think the main crux in this issue is that we need to, as individual citizens, we really need to contribute to this, and as corporate citizens also we need to contribute to this. So we really need to have production facilities which are non-polluting in any way or form, be it sound pollution or be it environment, be it air pollution, any kind of pollution. We have to do it collectively, all industries, all entire industrial area where everyone needs to, and not just near our country. I mean from an India perspective. So that is something which is very close to me. Second is sustainability, and that is in terms of production, in terms of using water or using anything you do, it has to be sustainable. Like we talk about growth in our business, we always say it has to be sustainable growth. It can't be just the growth that you achieve overnight and then next year it's gone.
Right.
You know? It has to be done in a way where you're able to sustain it for years to come. So similarly, it's the way we do R&D in terms of production. It has to be sustainable. You can't use any chemicals or solvents which you might not get tomorrow, or which might have an issue. Exactly. Not exactly harmful, but maybe there's limitation in terms. So, for example, we're all shifting towards EVs, right? So now the certain minerals that are used in making of the batteries. So similarly, those minerals are also used in manufacturing and pharma. So if I'm using them over here and tomorrow they're not be there anymore, I need to develop it.
Absolutely.
So it has to be sustainable. So not necessarily harmful, but sustainable. And third is governance. Now governance, there has to be. I look at it from the point of view of bureaucracy. So bureaucracy in a corporate, bureaucracy in the government. Anywhere you go, you try to do anything. So much bureaucracy these days, and that is something where you need to strengthen. In terms of the country, you need to strengthen the rule of law.
With opportunities come challenges. So I'll ask you from that point of view that there are three levels of that challenges that we see that might be posed to us in this journey and in this way ahead. From the global perspective, then the country's perspective, India, and then being there as individuals, as people, normal people here.
Personal perspective, I think I need to see where I'm getting growth from. That is number one thing for me. The second is, like I said before, I think talent. On a country front, I think the challenges what we face, I think we're not really geared for grasping that opportunity right now. I mean, there was a huge opportunity when this phenomenon started in 2020. And I think the immediate challenge now we face is stability. The elections are coming up next year, and I think as long as we have a stable government, we have stability, I think that is going to help in bringing about a radical change in the next few years. So even now the opportunity exists, but we just need to be there to cash it. On the global perspective, I think until a few years back, when I recently started, I think at that time there were hardly any geopolitical issues. We used to talk about geopolitical issues and now it's like every few months there is a geopolitical issue. Yeah, but we never thought that we'll be facing a geopolitical issue every few months. It has become a harsh reality of the world that every few months you find out, okay, this country does not have any foreign currency, this country has gone bankrupt, this country this has happened, this instability, this, that, every.
So I think then with these kind of issues that for us maybe that's an opportunity for us to just take a step back and then pivot ourselves for the challenges ahead.
We need to refocus because we're working in these countries, so we need to pivot ourselves and we need to plan ahead. We need to start working. We need to foresee these events, and we need to start working on creating differentiated growth paths for our country.
Right.
So we need to de-risk ourselves in this situation and start planning ahead.
So I think then that does put the India growth story right there on the north there. Our global PM, you have the power. So you will tell us what would you do that will put that acceleration in motion for India being the pharmacy of the world.
So I think
one day.
Yes, yeah, one day.
Yeah, so first, I think the easiest pathway of doing this in one day would be that you have to be very stringent regulatory environment for the pharmaceutical products which are supplied in India. So right now in India we have very I don't want to say low, but not up there.
So it's not a priority.
It is a priority, of course, but the regulatory viewpoint is a little limited in India, and the change regulations are very limited. So I think if I'm able to switch that with compared to what the US FDA does or what China does or what the EDQ in Europe does, and we're able to bring regulations in India where we, if you want to change the API source, it's not easy. You have to follow a protocol, you have to submit your dossier in the government, you have to do all that. So if I'm able to copy paste the regulatory view of launching a pharmaceutical product in India, I think that will help us two ways. One is make the healthcare more quality appreciated in India. Secondly, on the global perspective, we can easily have tie-ups with EDQ, we can have tie-ups with US FDA, where if the Indian regulatory agency has audited my facility, I can very quickly start supplying in US. I don't have to go in for a specific US FDA or EDQ or any other audit. So I think that would be the best way to do this.
Any trend that or upcoming ways or activities that you see that are happening right now, which puts India into a very positive environment?
You all know that the economy is booming. We're growing, the GDP is growing, close to now coming up 4 trillion economy. So I think there are a lot of positive developments which are happening in India. But I think the latest trend what I'm seeing is more towards the use of AI. And that is something which can help push us a long way in the future. And the second part of this is digitization. So digitization is something what we all need to work on, and we all need to push internally in the company, externally all over India. I think this is something what has been the push of the government as well. Digitalization is not something you can have a deadline or a goal कि अच्छा ये कर लिया तो चलो digitalization हो गई. It is very evolving and ever evolving process.
So how do you see that happening for farmers?
It is, it's a top-down approach. Modi ji is pushing, so हम कर रहे हैं. So even in the company, it's a top-down approach. She is pushing. So yeah.
I think that's how it might happen slightly earlier than expected. Otherwise, it will definitely take its own sweet time. Otherwise, yeah. All right. So yes, thank you so much. It's been lovely. And do share these episodes with your friends, family, and connections, because that will help them also gain insights and experience that we share. So.
Thank you so much, Nitika. Thank you for being such a
Thank you.